Hey, Vinny.
Yeah, Cardiff?
Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. We talk to folks from different subreddits because sometimes we just don't get it. We explore all kinds of subreddits. Subscribe now or you will regret it. Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. Vinny and Cardiff go subreddit surfing. Mondays at 8 we are subreddit surfing. 10 is too late for subreddit surfing. So be here now for subreddit surfing today.
Aloha, subreddit surf is up. Welcome to another edition of your favorite show that just farts around the internet. My name's Vinny. This is my best spud, Cardiff. Hey, buddy.
We cannot be stopped. We are an unstoppable juggernaut. YouTube may have tried to destroy us, but we've come back stronger than ever, Vincent.
We bow to no one. Here we are, ready to go for another night of subreddit surfing, and it's going to be a big show because tonight we are going to make a big announcement about the live show.
Huge.
Not only are we going to make a big announcement about the live show, we're going to announce who our new producer is going to be.
Well, we're not just going to announce it. We're going to do a little rose ceremony.
It'll be very sweet. It'll be very nice and romantic.
Yes.
Now, Cardiff.
Yes, Vinny.
Tonight's show is going to be very interesting because you have booked the guest.
I have.
And you are now terrified that this person is not going to show up. And for good reason, because the subreddit that we picked tonight doesn't seem to lend itself to the most responsible of people. I could be
available.
Available.
Good Wi-Fi could be an issue.
Yeah.
Good Wi-Fi.
Good Wi-Fi could definitely be an issue. We'll get to that in a second.
We will.
But Cardiff, we want to start off with our big announcement about our live show coming up March 9th.
What? There's a live show March 9th at Comedy at the Carlson in the Rickles room?
There certainly is. And there's some good news, my friend. You ready for the good news? Here it comes. The tickets are on sale now, everybody. Now,
wow, oh wait, sorry, hit the wrong button.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong button again, Vinny.
Oh, could you start hitting the right button? There you go.
Yeah, plus.
So
people are excited, Vinny.
I'm excited for it. You and I are going to do this show live for the very first time, and I'm hoping that you will join us for it. We are going to be Saturday the 9th in the Rickles room. There are 100 tickets on sale, and there is a mistake on the website already out of the gate, and I want to let you guys know about that so it doesn't bother you. They put a misprint about the cost of the tickets. They wrote that the tickets were $35. That is not true. When you go to actually get a ticket, they are $30. And here's the great thing about our tickets to this show. Every ticket is VIP. You get an autograph poster from Cardiff and me and everybody else on the show. That goes to you. We are not going to grift you. We'll hand them to you, baby. We'll make sure they're in your hands before you leave. And not only that, we'll take pictures with whoever you want. And Cardiff, I am ready to announce a teaser as to who our first guest is going to be on that show.
Who, Vinny?
It is someone who is not allowed in the building the next night.
Is it my mom?
Your mother's never allowed here.
Oh, that's a good point. Are you telling me that the hamburger himself is rumored to be at Subreddit Surfing Live March the 9th, Comedy at the Carlson in the Rickles room?
I believe my pal Carl might just show up.
Wow.
Because I know a lot of people are going to travel to Rochester, and I know you're going to want to see the local wildlife. So we might as well put it on display for you while you're here.
Well, if Carl does want to come, where should he go to buy tickets, Vinny?
Well, carlsoncomedy.com, everybody, is where you can go.
It's a great website.
And Yeah, it's a pretty good website. If you just go to the calendar section, view tickets, you could find them. We're all the way towards the bottom because the show's a long way off.
Mhm.
But the club is working on their spring schedule, and they said, Vinny, get those tickets on sale, get them out there, let everybody know they exist. That way we don't have to deal with it later. So
Mhm.
they're up there. We're probably not going to talk too much about the live show because we're going to be doing a lot of planning in the background. But I do know this. I have an idea of how we're going to tackle this format live for
Interesting.
everybody to make it ridiculously fun. And that's really all I care about is making it ridiculously fun, right, Cardiff?
Real surfboards, huh, Vinny?
No, stupid.
Oh,
Why would we have real surfboards? It's going to be Rochester, New York in March.
yeah. Well, I thought we'd be actually surfing on top of subreddits. That we would print out all the posts and stack them up like waves, and then we could actually ride surfboards up and down the waves of subreddits. See, we're making a show. We're most literally subreddit surfing in Rochester, New York, March the 9th, Comedy at the Carlson.
That's what you think we're doing at the show.
Yeah, I as I said earlier today, Vinny, I think I'm falling apart.
Yeah, you're not having a great day, are you?
No, apparently
You're not- Yeah, you're really like alluding to it, like that there's a problem. So, folks, we're waiting for Carter's guest to arrive.
We
I want to
are.
bring in our contestants for the win.
But, before
yeah,
we do that, though, Vinny, before we do
Yeah.
that, you said tickets for the live show, everyone's a VIP,
yes,
but the real VIPs will be our patrons.
that's right. We're going to come up with a special extra bonus if you're a member of the Patreon, by the way. If you come
Yes.
to the live show, there will be something extra for you. We'll just, you let us know in advance you're coming, and we'll have something planned and ready to go. If you would like to become a patron of the show, all you have to do is visit subredditsurfing.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's it right there. That's not how you spell it, Cardiff. You did that wrong. You added an
What?
extra F in there, you meathead.
Did I really?
Potato brain. All right, it's okay. We'll fix it. It's subredditsurfing.com, everybody.
Told you, not a good day.
Yeah. Here we go. I got this one right here. There you go. Subredditsurfing.com, spelled properly because I did it. If you want to join the Patreon, we're also going to be giving out merch to all of those who are joined. There is going to be a second tier added that you are going to think is really, really cool because there's going to be some excellent merch that's not available anywhere else. That's going to go to you free if you're a member of that. So we're trying to do good things for you guys. And most importantly, we want to put on a good show. And the best way we're going to be able to do that, Cardiff, is by getting a new producer.
Getting our
Someone to help
first
us.
producer. Our
Yeah.
first new producer.
That's right. So I'm going to bring in,
Bring
first
the
of
lads
all,
in.
I'm going to bring in Jimmy the Lip.
Hey there.
Why am I getting an echo, pal?
Oh no, not again.
Off to a terrible start.
All right, you figure that out. You get out of here. Dylan.
Hello.
Hello, Dylan.
Dylan from somewhere, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
Dylan. Jimmy. Jimmy 2 times. We're going to start calling him. Time to get the papers. How was your week today? How was your week, Dylan?
My week today? It is the start of the week, isn't it?
Right. Don't rub it in. I'm stupid, fat-tongued. I get it.
Yeah, I get tongue-tied on my show as well. We had a fun episode today. Cassie Baxter was a day-loss suggestion. She is a fun co-host audition.
Jimmy just disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back in a second.
Just got to go out and come back in. The old John strategy always works.
It always
sometimes
works.
Always.
Dylan from somewhere, you did a fantastic job on your episode, Polyamory. How do you feel your episode went now that we can recap with the two potential one of two? I don't know what I'm saying. How do you feel your episode went, Dylan from somewhere?
I felt it was a good episode, not a great episode. I'm confident. It could have done better. Good episode, but not great.
Okay. Jimmy, how did you feel about Dylan's episode?
Well, to be quite honest, I thought he did pretty good having a talk that whole time. So if I was stuck with no guest, trust me, I'd be a stumbling mess. So I give you kudos, Dylan.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
And I give you kudos for getting the guest to come through. That is more difficult than it seems.
It is.
That's what Cardiff is learning this evening, right
I'm
now. as
feeling
we
it right now, boys. Just
Yeah,
waiting for
so-
that square to pop up.
Kinky Loco says he likes my vagina cap. Thanks, Kinky. Aloha, Big Kahuna. So I have a rose here. One of you will get this wonderful rose and be our new producer. I'm very excited to award it. We had to try to make this decision on a few. How do I put this? Criteria. There was a couple things we looked at,
Metrics.
and the only reason we ended up looking at criteria was because we had this thing open to an audience vote. And then obviously when YouTube demonetized us, we mentioned this in our last video, we lost our poll because our community section disappeared. So I was able to find the results of that poll, but the thing is, it didn't officially close until a few days later, and not everybody who was a registered Big Kahuna actually voted in it. So I don't want to like slight those people, but there was it was leading in a certain direction. And then Cardiff and I decided to come up with some other criteria to make a decision on the winner. Now, are you guys planning on sticking around for the whole show tonight?
I can be here.
Okay, great. Because we're going to give out the rose a little bit later tonight. So we'll see you guys after we talk about our subreddit this evening.
All right.
I'm sure everybody's going to be on pins and needles wondering who's going to get it. I'm sure that everyone will be a buzz.
Oh, you even got me there, Vinny. You even got me. I was ready to just blurt it out. Just jump all over, just ooze secrets.
You know what? There's nothing I
Yo.
like more than the long game. There's nothing I like more than the long game. Now, where's your guest, Cardiff?
Not here, Vinny. Not here. But I have prepared some other things to discuss. So tonight on the show, I initially had gone down the route of the Hitchhikers subreddit. I found the Hitchhikers subreddit to be a little interesting. I found the concept of hitchhiking to be interesting. Have you ever hitchhiked, Vinny?
Yes.
You have.
And it went not well.
Oh, how far did you get? And where were you trying to go and how far did you get?
Well, I got into a fight with some members of my family when I was a teenager. And I was stuck at their crappy house and I hated it. And I decided I was leaving. So I got up and left and I started walking down the street. And I got about maybe a half mile down the road, and it's a pretty deserted area. Like it's out there in the sticks. So I saw a couple cars coming. I put up the thumb just to see what would happen. And when I did that, I didn't realize that the third car was a cop car. And they saw me thumbing a ride and that I was a teenager and that apparently hitchhiking is against the rules. So I got immediately spoken to by the officer and brought back to my aunt's house. So I tried to, and I was a failure at it, just like podcasting.
No one rides for free, Vinny. Cash, gas, or ass. That was your problem that night. You didn't give up anything in return for that ride, but
I had cash. I had cash, Cardiff. So
that's not what he wanted. But what I've always seen, I've always been interested in the concept of hitchhiking. I've never picked up a hitchhiker. I've never been a hitchhiker, but I've often wondered, you see that person on the side of the road. You don't see it very much anymore. I think this was much more of a...
I see more like homeless please help signs than I do, hey, give me a lift sign.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because the message that was hammered home in our youths, because we're a couple of old fucks, was don't talk to strangers, don't go with strangers. They kind of hammered that into us as kids, right, Cardiff?
Yeah, I think that's
so.
What we hear a lot of. They're all gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us. Everybody.
Pretty good chance. I mean, there's a pretty good chance.
But that led me into that's where I met our potential guest, who's still not here. And they said, I've got some good hitchhiking stories, but really the subreddit you should be looking at, where I can really talk, is more the vagabond stories.
Okay.
So I guess vagabond seems to be, and again, I wish we had the guest here to kind of explain this and go through this, but It's
Well,
more
if
of a
you'll allow, I'll read the description of the page. It's pretty clear in the description, if that's all right.
I will allow.
Thank you. The About community here. Reddit home for houseless travelers. Created by vagabonds for vagabonds. Hitchhikers, train hoppers, rubber tramps, van dwellers, schoolies, backpackers, bike tramps, boat punks, dirty kids, crust punks, squatters, all houseless travelers. Feel free to share stories and pictures about your adventures on the road or share advice and tips with newbie greenhorns and curious lurkers. Warning, don't be an oogle. This includes both tourists, trolls, and fake travelers. Now, there's 1.2 million members to this, which is pretty amazing. Now, these have got to be looky-loos. Those have got to be ooglers, right? Like us?
I guess, but I think this is a big community. So again, going through this, and this is where I'm really, I guess, panicked for a guest, is because a lot of this subreddit is pretty mechanical in nature. Like, it's people looking for something in a certain town. It's almost like Craigslist. Like, a lot of people talk about Craigslist on here, but it's like, they're looking for somebody to go and travel with, this time of year. I've been going up here. It's like people looking for advice, people looking for information. It's not a lot of, I was really hoping it was more of travel stories. And again, this is what we're looking for from our potential guest. But it really is a melting pot of all the different, there's a lot of different communities that kind of merge into this.
And that's what I find interesting about that. That's quite a list. Crust punks, squatters are included in this. Train hoppers. I mean, aren't train hoppers? Isn't that also slang for hobo? Like old school
hobos brought up here a lot of people. Train hopping is a big common thread throughout this subreddit. The one that got me, but because I know it became trendy a few years ago, was the van life, tiny home and van life stuff. So even mobile living, they're calling it van life.
What
kind of part of this.
What an
community.
Interesting, weird thing. You want to spend a lot of money to live in the smallest space possible.
Yes.
That's still like livable.
Yes. But
it seems like it seems weird to me.
But being able to go, and I could see the appeal of, and again, some people are vagabonds. Again, this is just based off what I'm going off of, what I'm learning here. Some of these people are vagabonds by choice. This is how they want to live. But a lot are there, by necessity. This is they're homeless. They're between houses. They're they're traveling the country trying to get somewhere where there's a better opportunity, or just kind of living free. But there are a few people, again, and I think it was more like the van life people doing this as a choice, as a lifestyle. And I can see the appeal to that. Just living on the road, right? Just nothing connecting you anywhere. What are you doing, Vinny?
Oh, I'm just adding my screen and it closed out. So I wanted to show a post in a second. I'm letting you talk.
You're distracting me, Vinny. I thought you were the guest. I'm like, oh no, it's Vinny again.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But
so
there's a lot of people here, and again, I think the van life fad that popped in a few years ago really became something that was almost glamorized, kind of the life on the road. But yeah, where we always knew it as was the hobo, the guy with a stick and a bandana, and everything he owned is tied up in that bandana over his shoulder, and
damn straight, he's whistling a happy tune.
Yes,
that's the way they always portrayed these people, even though some of them are absolutely terrifying for some reason. And just about all like children's stuff, there were always hobos, and they were always magical.
John Rambo was a hobo, if you remember.
Yeah, he had all sorts of magic bullets.
Just wandered through town. But yeah, so I pulled a couple clips. We'll play some short clips, Mr. YouTube. Please don't.
What are you gonna do? Take our money away?
Destroy us again? We'll play.
What are you gonna do, Mr. YouTube, you bitch?
No, don't call. Don't challenge them, Vinny. Don't challenge them.
I'll fight you, Mr. YouTube, right now.
So here is a gentleman. I believe this guy was the hitchhiker. This is from the In Travel We Trust documentary. He talks about why he hitchhikes.
I think hitchhiking is a pretty green way to travel. You know, save on gas, ride share. I think people should be doing that more. I mean, there's always an inherent risk, but at the same time, you get to meet a lot of amazing people. And it's a great way to practice patience and acceptance.
I started off as a hitchhiker, and
I'm
I
right
saw a lot
past
of people with
you.
space in their car.
That's me going by. That's me driving. Fucking Justin Brown over here with dreads, disgusting. And then this one who looks
Very
like
local. It's a very local comedy reference.
well, Jesus Christ. I mean, some creep out people know Justin, but I'm like,
Yes,
look at
that's
this
true.
girl. It looks like she's fucking smoking weed out of a stick of Acme Dynamite. What is that bowl she's smoking out of? And then they're just in a filthy, disgusting van that they're drawing pictures of pig heads on the wall.
Yes.
Like that's not, you're not even like achieving the high art here. What the fuck is this?
These guys angered you, didn't they, Vinny?
Well, they're gonna learn. We learned patience by standing around waiting for someone to show mercy on our disgusting asses. Okay, they are losers. I'm with Eric McBastard.
That could have helped me out, but didn't. And so now that I have a vehicle of my own, I make an extra effort to give people rides that need rides. And, you know, I've never had any bad experiences picking up hitchhikers yet. I know they're out there, but I haven't. So
Could you even imagine your entire life on your back? Like everything you own is in a backpack. Like everything you have is on your back.
Well, it
That's
seems like
it.
a really weird decision on how to live your life. If that's what your choice is, because you're chasing some type of freedom. I have a feeling what's happening here is we have a bunch of kids, because they're all very young people that we've seen so far, who are very mad at their parents and have decided to go, or have had other bad sets of circumstances. I'm not saying all of them are mad, have that same issue, but whatever got them away from their families or their homes was not good. And what you see here are people looking for the silver lining and desperately clinging to it for appearances when the camera is on. If I had to try to put a fine point on it.
But yeah, and I think a lot of the younger people that are doing this are running from something. There's again in the subreddit, I thought there was a lot of tragedy that people were trying to get away from. So I get that, but
yeah,
it's but yeah, I think there are some people that just, it's the this sucks kind of teenage years where everything sucks no matter what. Your parents aren't doing anything wrong to you. Your parents really just have your best interests at heart, but it just sucks to have them on your ass for something. You're out of here. But let's what.
I'm not impressed by any of their arguments as to why this is great. Is really, if I had to boil down my point.
And again, these are just hitchhikers. So again, there's many different groups within this community. So these are just people hitchhiking.
Let me tell you something. That one kid at the start of that going, it's good for the environment.
It's a green.
You know what that guy makes me want to do? That guy makes me want to get in my car, roll down the windows, and just turn on the air conditioning and just drive aimlessly. That's what I feel like doing when I see that kid saying that. Shut up.
Just old idling Vinny over there.
Yeah, old idle.
But I'm more lazy and more social. I'm a hitchhiker. It really sucks to fit everything you own into a backpack. It's not going to happen this time. I have a backpack and I'm going to have a side bag. My experience with hitchhiking, I have been living out of my backpack for 2 years now. I try to throw myself off the cliff every day. And that's one way to definitely do it. Like put your thumb out on the road, not knowing what you're going to get and like totally trusting the universe is just going to like put exactly the right person there to pick you up.
Why do you use the universe's problem?
It's not a good plan, man.
Do you know how fucking fucked up the universe is? The universe is terrible, and the universe has got to look out for you. You're
The
trying ass.
The universe is playing Uber. I've got to get this young lady a ride somewhere. Excuse me.
It's get her to McDonald's before they close or cure cancer. I'm the universe. I don't know what I want to do. Oh, I want to do. Just shut up. I gotta trust in the universe to put me in the path of the right person. Or, God damn it, I'm turning into Hank Hill in my old age. Maybe you should get a job, young lady. Maybe you should go support yourself. I don't know.
I'm so
not
happy
trying to be a dick.
I'm so happy to be here to witness and document your transition into Hank Hill.
God damn it, Cardiff.
Proud to be part of this phase of your life, Vincent. Are we going to call you Vincent?
Are
we going to call you?
What are you? Off of my lawn. Off.
Are we calling you Vincent from now on?
Mr. Paulino.
I think my favorite part about it is the people that you meet. You would never normally meet them, and you'd never be in a small box having a sacred space conversation with them.
Actually, my car caught on fire because I said
hold on,
I don't want a car anymore.
Hold on.
No, you have to hear why her car caught on fire.
No, we'll get there. I want to know what the fuck a sacred space conversation is. If you've ever been in a small box and had a sacred space conversation, please write that in the chat. I'd be very interested to know what the fuck that is. Who needs a shit in the bucket first? You or me? Like what's the sacred space? We're going to breathe the same air tonight, and it's as rancid as our rest. Oh, never mind. I'm just being mad.
You are, Vincent.
Because I said I don't want a car anymore, and then it was a full moon, and then my car caught on fire the next day after I said that, because I was like, I want to try hitchhiking stuff, you know. And then it caught on fire the next day, right now. Wow. So I was really excited, but then it kind of took a.
You ever been excited for getting your car caught on fire, Vinny?
You know, I kind of like this one. This one looks like her next phase is Cat Lady. This one.
No,
I like her though. She's like, I looked at the moon and thought it'd be great, and then it happened, and the moon gave me my wish. This is the kind of crazy I like.
I think Cat Lady's 2 phases away from her, but I don't know what the next 2 phases are. But I think she's a little.
For a long time, and it was really hard, and I was like, this is so hard. But then eventually this guy came, he was playing this like rave music from an actual rave that he went to in like Africa or something.
Oh, the actual rave.
And like the music, he was playing it so loud. We're like going on these like curvy roads and stuff. I was like, this is crazy. Is this what it's like every time? This is nuts. You know?
Yeah.
No.
Was it ever that crazy again? No. Do you pick up?
So that's one example.
What we're learning here is that these people do not seem to have a real grasp on the reality of their situation.
No.
Like if you're living in your car and your car catches on fire and you're just like thanking the moon for it, I don't think you realize what's happening in your life, right? You have it to be a special kind of oblivious.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, maybe I'm envious of the.
Was shit for review girlfriend WATP?
Yes, she was, and that's why she's not the review girl for WATP anymore. She started hitchhiking, and she's.
Are you saying that's Casey?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
My stomach hurts. That's so funny.
I mean, I do believe Eugene, the number 3 watcher, was suggesting that, but I am agreeing.
Eugene is such a good boy.
Yes, Eugene is a good boy.
Where'd you go?
But I took a drink. But I think, again, part of me could be envious of that spirit, of that, just roll with it. But
Okay, go ahead.
Obviously, I know it can't work. Like, I know there's some limits to that.
Well, I'm looking at some of the comments here. She literally talks like a child. Agreed. This is childish gibberish. I looked at the moon and thought it'd be nice if I didn't have a car. I mean, she's crazy, but then somebody writes this and it's not as funny. She was molested at a young age. That's why she has that voice, probably. That is a thing that happens. It's an Arrested Development thing where, yeah, that's not good.
And again, there's a lot of people in this lifestyle, and again, I don't like calling it a lifestyle because I know some people are forced into it. Again, some people are just homeless and this is how they travel. But there's a lot of damage. There's a lot of shitty things that have happened to people and that they're running from. So, yeah, I wouldn't. Fun show, huh, Vinny?
So far, I'm really enjoying it. So far, I've learned that there are lunatics sitting in the woods having sacred space conversations around shit buckets. The Silent Shape says, "Is this Twin Peaks? Am I stuck in the Black Lodge? Until we start talking backwards, you're safe, buddy." All right. So let's go back to that video. Do you got more videos you want to show?
I got a different video I'm going to put up now.
Okay.
And I apologize. This is Vimeo. I hate Vimeo. You
Why
think
do you
YouTube's bad? Try Vimeo.
Well, Mr. Vimeo doesn't start shit with us for no reason.
They're not even terrified of you. They're terrified of all like the images they've seen in the media about people getting murdered by like Craigslist killers. Well, there's like 60 billion Craigslist ads and only one killer. I mean, those are pretty fucking good odds, that you're not going to get your arms hacked off.
For example, when sometimes in Germany I approach people on the gas station and I just say hello to them and they're like ignoring me and walking straight, even though I'm like,
because you're trying to hit them up for something. You say hello to them and make eye contact so they'll stop and acknowledge you so you can hit them up for something. People know your game, dumb hat. I know your game, fucking Elton John hat from the I'm Still Standing video. I know what you're up to, sir.
Don't be so angry, Vinny. Don't be so. The gentleman was just going to ask for a ride somewhere, ask for a little bit. Oh, wait, that's what you meant. Oh, never mind.
Hope that I'm not looking like a murderer or something or whatever. But
yeah, what was that?
I said you look like a freeloader, sir.
Yeah, what these people are responding to is the negative connotation the term vagabond has in the world, in the community. The hitchhikers, the reason, like we said, how people are scared of strangers, hitchhikers. You don't let those people in your car. You don't get into a stranger's car. Things can happen. So they're trying to say everything's cool, life is good. Let someone in your car. What's that?
Honest to God, here's the thing. We don't look at when you're standing at the gas station looking at everybody that goes by. Everyone knows what you're doing. There's no reason. How do I put this? We know there's no reason to stop and exchange pleasantries. Nobody's happy in the gas station.
You know who is
people who are happy and trying to be smiley are the people who want to ask you for something.
Or the rich oil tycoons, Vinny, profiting from the fossil fuels we burn in our vehicles.
Eugene the Bichon enthusiast says the Black Lodge is what they call the shit bucket. It's the Brown Lodge, buddy. You're still a good boy, Eugene. Come here, Eugene. Eugene.
You're making somebody very happy right now.
Afraid to just stand and look at me and talk with me, that's something that I find really strange and also in a way frightening. Like if that development increases, it would be terrible.
Especially in the United States.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of reasons. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of negative ideas about hitchhikers and about picking up hitchhikers. What can happen? Also, I think it's a downward spiral.
I need to respond to Colin Madden. There's always one happy shitbird at every gas station who doesn't work there but just hangs out all day. Fuck them too. They're the ones I really hate. The old fucking guy who stands there reading the paper like he did since 1982. He's been fucking standing there going, oh, how about the weather today? Oh, did you see? How about the Bills? Oh, the Dolphins there. They got their asses kicked.
Funny you mentioned the Dolphins getting their asses kicked last night. Sorry.
It was in the afternoon.
Too soon?
It was an afternoon ass kicking, Cardiff.
Too soon?
Definitely.
All night to me.
Yeah, I hate those people too. These people have nothing better to do than sit around somebody's business and loiter and drink coffee.
Are they worse than the guy with the 5,000 different lottery tickets he's trying to do at the cash when I just want to pay for my gas and go?
Here's the deal with that guy. That guy has hope in his life. That guy has hope in his life. He's praying for something. He's hoping for something. Them I don't mind as much because he's trying for something. Even as stupid and as long shot as it is, that's a guy who's at least going for it. The asshole who's standing there in the corner talking to me about, hey, did you see the mayor's in trouble? That fucking guy can I just fucking slip on the ice.
But it's funny. As soon as you said that, I pictured the guy.
Yeah.
You can all immediately picture the guy.
The fucking Arthur Shawcross looking motherfucker.
Chad's missing upper lip. What's your favorite CFL team, Cardiff? I don't know. The Montreal Vagabonds. Let's stay on topic.
Oh, I thought you'd be a Toronto Argonauts guy.
I don't know any of those words. What they mean.
It's when hitchhiking becomes slightly less popular, it becomes even more less popular because it's so hard to get a ride that only the sort of desperate people will try it, and the sort of marginalized people will try it. And so hitchhiking becomes a marginalized activity. And once it's become a marginalized activity, then only marginalized people will pick up hitchhikers, people who are concerned about those marginalized people.
Hold on. What is this logic? What did he just say that I'm going to let him get away with saying?
Essentially, he was saying that if you marginalize the hitchhikers enough, if you push them into such a corner, eventually, you make it such a horrible thing that eventually the only people that will ever even consider picking up hitchhikers will be people that hitchhikers don't want to be picked up by. Because you've given, so only the worst of the worst would pick up what you're now making people think are the worst of the worst in hitchhikers.
Yeah, it's a bad transaction to get involved in.
But it never was. But I think where he's saying is it never was. You always heard the glory 60s and 50s and
yeah,
50s.
But that was a completely different world, dude.
But was it really?
Yeah, it was. It was. You know
I don't
why?
think people are that much different than they were then.
Oh, dudes, our brains have been destroyed since the 60s. Are you crazy? Over the last 60 years, think about the fucking number that society has done on the brains of people. I mean, we don't think the same way. We don't experience life or look at life the same way. Kids don't have the same experiences growing up. Therefore, they won't be the same type of people. Maybe there's an inherent good that does exist in everybody, and I would love to believe that. But fact of the matter is, you can't say that people in the 60s are just like the people now.
I don't know. I think we know more about shit that's going on because of social media being connected, but I don't think there's that many more real shitbags than there were in the 60s. I think obviously there's more because there's more people here now. Thanks, Joe Biden. But I don't think. I think we just when shit happens, it's like I think we've talked about this before. The stupid, local Facebook groups. if you're on your local Facebook groups or your next door long enough, you'll be convinced that you live in the most dangerous neighborhood in the world.
Well, that is true. If you get on like the Neighbors app and like you just look at what's going on around you, it looks like Bedlam. It looks like you live in fucking Gotham City.
Yeah,
on
but you
those
walk
things.
outside and it's like, it's kind of nice here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a walk to the store. Yeah, maybe Cardiff, but I think people's minds work differently than they used to, and that's my point.
Agree to agree. But here's one. So now we've seen the hitchhikers, we've seen the hippies, we've seen kind of the people taking life less seriously. Now here's a couple in this clip that are again forced into living in their van. So van lifestyle. So but this is not the glamorous, trendy van life. This is for necessity.
Started out in the car business a few years ago. Really decided that we kind of had been going the wrong direction. We were working really hard for a lot of the wrong things. Started working for a lot of money, a lot of possessions, bigger house, nicer car, all those types of things. And then basically the car business kind of took a dive with the recession and forced a big rig examination on our parts. So yeah, at that point we kind of just had to really look at what was important to us and where we wanted to go as far as the direction in our life. And that's what kind of led us this direction. We decided this made us a lot happier than selling cars and working tons of hours and just trying to get a nicer TV and a bigger car.
I'd been retired for a couple of years already. I retired when I was 59. And so I got this big old house in Vermont and look around and what do I do now? I mean, I was selling antiques. I had a business, so I could do that. But what else? I have friends, but everybody's busy in their own little spaces and their own little lives. And I used to be a vagabond when I was younger. Did the hippie 1970s back to the land hippie movement for about 12 years. So I said, I think I'll go do that. I'll get myself an RV and just take off and enjoy, do whatever.
All right. So what we just learned here is once you're a vagabond, you're vagabond for life.
Life, Vinny. For life.
You can't get that out your jeans once you're done with it. I don't know what I'm thinking of these people. Like, they all seem to have like it's society's fault and we chose this attitudes, which I mean, you can't tell me that fucking guy all the time isn't motherfucking whatever that van is he lives in. Like the camera's on for these people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I see. I guess maybe I'm a bit of a beatnik at heart, but I see the benefit to not being tied down to anything, to just kind of go where you want to go. I mean, I think I wanted that at some point. Somebody's going to be very upset to hear this, but I tried to be a camper for a couple summers, but then I
What
realized
does that mean?
I hated it.
Well, yeah, it sucks.
But even though I did that, and I know I didn't enjoy it, I still see some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Some type of I still see the bright side of that, just living on the road. Again, I know I would be just the regular homeless guy you see, and that's what they're not showing in these videos is I don't know what it's like in Rochester, but here in Minnesota, the encampments are building up.
Oh, dude, we've got people living under a bridge. Mark and I were driving the other day. We were going to a Home Depot to pick up stuff for the club, and we got off at this exit, and there was it looked like Chicago, man. People were just living under the underpass, and I hate to see that. I always, I do believe you should have compassion on other people, but not when they bother you in a gas station.
That's fair. That's the fair moral contract.
Like
anywhere else.
Here's the deal.
Sorry.
If you catch me at the intersection and I got a couple bucks, that is better. That's when you're going to find more charitable me, because I feel less trapped. Like if I'm walking into a gas station, somebody comes right up on me, they could follow me around. It's a whole thing. If, I'm in my car and someone asks me for something, I can either, run them over or run them over. I generally just go for running them over if I feel like there might be a problem.
Two fair choices. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a problem every big city's having right now is these encampments, people living in tents. But the vagabond aspect to it, again, there's the homeless that are just going to be there, and then there's ones that are traveling. And used to hear stories too about certain cities were more tolerable to homeless encampments, so people tended to travel there. They're like, well, if I'm going to be homeless, I might as well be homeless in San Francisco. At least the weather's nice. Right now, you see what's happening in California, right, where it's strange. But yeah, we used to see this all the time as kids. You'd see it in old movies. The guys traveling by train, Boxcar Willies.
Yeah,
like
I have a post all about that. I'm actually really interested in those people. Can I show you this, Carter?
Please, let's move to that.
Okay, so this is a great post right up on the front page. Right up the top, it says hobo slanging the anatomy of trains and rail yards. And I thought this was fascinating because it gives us for the names of riders, and then it explains like a little bit of how you get the designation in the hobo world. So for example, a home bum is the term that travelers use for homeless people who are staying in one area with no intention of leaving anytime soon. If a traveler stops traveling for a while but doesn't get a job or move into a conventional living situation, they might be said to be home bumming it in a city. Home bums will sometimes hang around jungles. Now, what's a jungle, Cardiff? A jungle or a hop out. This is fascinating. This is the shit I was really hoping to see out here. Is the term for a hobo camp on the outskirts of a yard, which would be a rail yard. Jungle specifically refers to the place where tramps eat and sleep and hang out while waiting for the train. Well, a hop out can be a more specific spot where one waits immediately before approaching the train. Now, jungles are so-called partially because they're often located in areas that are hidden by trees or bushes. Jungles and hop-outs can be identified by train hopper tags, discarded gear, clothes, beat-up furniture, broken bottles, crushed beer cans, used needles, and trash. That's how you know where the jungle is, by the rail yard.
And there is the tags, and I've been looking for this everywhere. But if you see, I can put it up here. Are you done with this post, or do you want to come back to this?
Yeah, I'll come back to it, but you can pop up your thing. I can pull it down. I'm sorry. Here you go.
No, hold on. I gotta add this. So I'm not really showing the post, but along the top here is all these hieroglyphics, for lack of a better term. So these are tags that vagabonds leave for each other in those jungles and other encampments and stuff like that. And there's just to kind of let people know, travelers know as they're passing through, that there's food for working over here, or there's bread available. There's there's a good place to camp. Cops are active in this area, not active in this area. You want people to know whether or not kind of hanging around. So
this is fascinating. What do they call this? Like hobo hieroglyphics?
I guess, but I've only seen it here in this, and I've seen other kind of references to it, but I've never found like I haven't been able to find on the page again a listing of what everything is and what the kind of the graffiti, I guess, hobo hieroglyphics, vagabond chatter, just leaving messages for people on the walls. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I wish we had a guest to ask about it. I hate you.
According to don't be a baby. Stop being a sad potato. We got this. This is subreddit surfing, and we're surfing subreddits. We don't need a guest. If they don't show up, that's their fault. He could live in the back of his van.
But our future producer better never let this happen, or else we're going to the other guy.
Hold on. Hold on. You hear that, you two?
Yes, sir.
All right. That was funny. All right. The tags. Graffiti is an important part of train hopping culture, like you said. Back in the 30s, hobo tags were often left as a one and only way of sharing information about the town or the hop out. Tags are mostly meant to be recognized by others to identify them in order to evade police, was mainly the big part for it. Now, you are correct, Cardiff. That's really interesting.
So is that what they're called? Hobo tags?
Yeah, hobo
Okay,
tag.
so okay, great.
Man, this is really interesting. Okay. So just slang for you got to look out for the knockers, the brakeman, and the car knockers. Freight trains are still built and controlled by rugged humans, usually men. These people are at work. Their job is safety to build, load, break up, and unload trains. It's not their job to worry about your oogle ass getting hurt or lost in their yard. So what I read this whole thing, and one of the big points that they try to put out, if you're going to be a rail hopper, don't fuck with or do any damage to the trains or the rail yards. They're very, very strict about that, at least on this Reddit page, because they're like, hey, listen, we're taking advantage of their system. Let's just not be really shitty, which I do kind of appreciate.
Yeah, it's kind of like you really don't want to make them enforce the rules that stop you from being there, right? Like you don't want to make it easier for them to turn the other way and pretend you're not there than it is to go after you. Like what was that show, The Wire, where the cops just said you can do drugs over here, but as long as nobody gets hurt, like you could sell your drugs over there, but anybody gets shot, we're coming in. But until, as long as there's no violence, we leave you alone. Like that was a season of The Wire. But yeah, don't make a mess. Yeah, there's somebody else that posted that too, and they posted some pictures of a jungle that they showed up to that was a mess, and they kind of posted on here giving other vagabonds a little bit of shit, and then showing that they had cleaned it up for.
Well, I know when these bums get back to another library eventually to check the page, they'll feel bad about what they did. This is like a Karen vagabond. This is like a Karen hobo. She's making posts telling people to clean up after themselves. You can't escape them, no matter what subsection of the culture you're in. There are Karens everywhere. Holy shit. It's a blobfish. It's a vagabond blobfish.
But do you remember when it was odd to see like when you saw a homeless person that had a cell phone? It's like, oh well, they have a cell phone. They're not really homeless. But now, these guys have a Reddit that they're going to for information. They live. How do they do this? Are there still prepaid phones?
Are you shocked your guest isn't here, Cardiff?
Yes. I don't know why I thought they were going to show up. But can you still get a prepaid phone for stuff like that? Or I guess they're just traveling around.
Omar's coming. Was your guest named Omar because he ain't here? Cardiff fucked up. Cardiff fucked up.
Show over. I'm the one who reported us to YouTube.
You ruined me.
So here is, I'm going to show this. So yeah, here is the.
All right, here we go.
So here is the. Sometimes the hop out gets bad, and you just got to clean it up. I'm not perfect, y'all, but please pick up your trash. This is
unacceptable way to leave the jungle next to the rail yard.
And then that's after our blobfish cleaned it up for the next group.
Well, it seems to me that cardboard would have been helpful.
Keeping people dry, yeah. It served a purpose.
Yeah. They didn't pick up their cardboard and she's posting about it. Disgusting. All right. We got some more posts, Cardiff. Let's keep them moving because we got to pick our producer and let everybody know who the winner is.
I don't know, Vinny. I'm kind of excited to know now.
Are you? Well,
I think I am.
Okay. Well,
I'm also really pissed at this guest that didn't show up. And I want a producer already.
All right. All right.
Sorry. You're not the only feisty one today, Vincent.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there they are. Our two handsome candidates who, for some reason, we decided to make sit through the show. maybe it was a fun way to keep the suspense up. Are you guys excited to find out who won?
Quite anxious, yes.
Okay.
Now, do you both feel you've been given a fair opportunity to demonstrate your skills as producer for the great subreddit surfing?
I believe so.
Okay, so there will be no appeals. Or you understand the decision of Subreddit Surfing Inc. is final.
No belly aching at either of you.
Yeah. You also do need to maintain your Patreon membership for a minimum of 12 months after. That is.
I missed that in the contract. All right.
No. Now, listen, I want to say this. It was a very hard decision. I teased earlier that there were certain things that we looked at that help us make the decision. And there was one thing in particular that Cardiff brought up that helped us make this final decision. Do you want to explain what that was, Cardiff?
Hand jobs.
Yeah. No, that wasn't it, Cardiff.
Yes. The first week performance of both episodes.
Yes.
YouTube gives you some good metrics. I like to look at those. Believe it or not, I look at these things. I analyze them. I study them. And one of the two videos did significantly better in that first week metrics. So yeah, that was something that we did add to the pile. We did enjoy both episodes. I think we can honestly say that, Vinny. We enjoyed both episodes. Both of you took a little.
You're both winners in our book. Just as you know, we got demonetized. We can only afford one of you.
Yes.
So that's pretty shitty. But
I think when we were riding high on those YouTube dollars, we were even. Let's get two producers. Why not? Let's hire everybody.
They're great. They're both great dudes. They both know what to do. But we can only narrow it down to one at this point. And I'm not saying that maybe we won't bring the other person back to do more stuff with us, because you're both certainly welcome on the show anytime, even if you have things to promote.
I'm also not saying that it was Dylan's episode that got us demonetized. It's just a unfortunate coincidence.
Thank you for not insinuating anything.
I'm starting to suspect it might have been all his fault.
Don't say that. That's not true.
In which case, it's understandable if there is a disqualification for something being all my fault.
It's all becoming clear now, Vinny. After the fog is cleared. I'm starting to see. No, it was both great episodes, Vinny.
So who do you want me to give this rose to, Cardiff?
I get to choose.
Yeah.
I get to choose the producer of Subreddit Surfing.
You do.
This person, the person we give this rose to, will be the producer of Subreddit Surfing until A, they get tired of working for very little money. B, they get tired of dealing with our nonsense. C, they die.
D, all of the above.
All of the above could happen. There's so many possibilities. The possibilities are endless for the person that gets this rose. And I do want to say that you, Dylan, did a great job on your episode. And I was very pleased with what you did. But not as pleased as Jimmy the Lip was with the episode he produced, titled Tartaria. But I do have to say, Dylan from somewhere, you are the runner-up for producer of Subreddit Surfing. Congratulations, Jimmy the Lip.
I came in second. Congratulations, Jimmy.
Jimmy, will you accept this rose?
I will absolutely accept that rose.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Mine were dead.
Aw. Well, Jimmy, you'll be back next week. Dylan, you're welcome back anytime, buddy, as far as I'm concerned. So let's stay in touch and talk about some other stuff. I know you had some interesting ideas that you want to chat with us about. So definitely open to those things, man. Thank
Excellent.
you again. We really appreciate you. I'm going to say goodnight to you, Dylan. And thank you again for your service. Jimmy, congratulations. You won. Now what I want you to do is cut a promo on how you just kicked Dylan's ass. Go.
Well,
it better
I mean,
be good because Dylan's still backstage. We can bring him back.
let's be honest. Not many people want to hear about polyamory. A polyamory? Is that what it is?
Oh,
so hold on. Hold on. You're not just gonna attack his episode. You're gonna attack his lifestyle as well. You're making it really personal.
Hey, you know, always gold what you know. So I can't really knock him for that. It is what he knows. It's what he lives. So, but like I said, just don't think many people wanted to hear about that.
Yeah. Dylan, I think you're great. Thank you, my man. Jimmy, you're going to be back with us next week. We are going to be working on an episode. We'll be in touch with you. And I know you have an idea kind of mapped out, and I love it. So we're on it. We're on it for this week. So until next week, we'll see you then, buddy. Take care. Cardiff.
Vinny.
We did it.
We did it. Subredditsurfing.com. We also did that.
We certainly did. Now, go ahead.
Well, if you go to subredditsurfing.com and you become a Patreon member, can we legally call them big kahunas on Patreon?
We can do whatever the fuck we want. We own that shit, kind of.
Yeah. Sorry, I got really excited.
Suck it, YouTube.
So our big kahunas over on Patreon.
Yeah. We teased in our last video, though, that we were going to do something special for all of our big kahunas every week.
That's true. We did tease that.
I wonder what we should do for that. Should we do it now?
Should we give them a rose?
No, we already gave one away to Jimmy. It's a little Yimmy.
You didn't buy more roses? Who buys one rose, Vinny?
I did. How about we do this, Cardiff?
Yes.
How about we just shout out and thank all of our big kahunas right now? What do you say?
Let's do it. Dr. Steve.
Thank you.
Mr. Wiggles.
Rochi, Carly, Brickomania. Of course, Dylan from somewhere. Cardiff.
Feel bad now that he know he's a big kahuna. Monty, Gregory, Victor, Tyler, Pony Power 2, a Good Hound, Stoneman 623, Derek K, Bjorn Cray.
Bjorn Cray!
Stinky Italian gang.
That's really funny to me. Steve, Joni G, Fisker Whisker, Hamad N, David W, Aaron L, Joe, Ken A, J Bone Slocum, Jib Mob, Damian M, Gut, Jervis Tetch, Holland Oates, my man Hunter Duke, Fred Rush, Fred R. He's been a big kahuna for a long time. Love him.
Steve M is a big kahuna. Jimmy the Lip, our new producer. Eugene.
I think it's Eugen.
Eugen the Bichon Frige. JT, Kinky Loco, Bob K, Joel, Joe Sposto, Josh R, and Nick R.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
On being 1 inch bigger by being a big kahuna.
Yes.
We really, truly appreciate your support. And good news is, folks, if you are on the Patreon, you have a bonus episode up there. It is one of our lost episodes that YouTube pulled.
Yes.
If YouTube pulls this episode, it'll end up on our Patreon too. If they pull us because we showed clips, it'll end up over there. So make sure you remember, if you like the show and you want to see more. Tomorrow, I will be posting another lost episode. So there will be the second lost episode up there. It will be morbid questions and am I a total piece of shit for the two subreddits that YouTube found too objectionable for us. And now I really loved the morbid questions one. That was one of my favorite ones we did. It's really made you uncomfortable and made you think a little bit. And it's kind of that mental exercise you need sometimes. So that'll be up there for you patrons tomorrow. And to the rest of you, thank you for watching. We truly appreciate you. We're going to get out of here a little early tonight. And
No guest. Damn you.
Yeah. Fuck you. NFL won this week.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL fucking won, guys. We'll try again next week. Until then,
Get 'em
act
next
right. Act right, everybody. We'll see you again
Surf's
soon.
up. Galaga.
Galaga. Galaga.